I am Leema Pasha, an executive wellness coach and business consultant. I help women business owners and professionals to manifest wellness so they can savor life, increase income, and go from drained to reclaimed. So I'm going to share my screen right now and tell you a little bit more about Executive Wellness Webinar. We are connecting and collaborating and unmasking the secrets to your well-being as a woman in leadership. You will explore some practical tips that you can apply right away and continue for a lifetime. So that's one of the things that I'm all about is practical application. If anyone knows me, I don't like to just, sit idly by and just listen to something that is not going to be applicable. I know sometimes you can put things into practice later on down the road, but the sooner you start, the sooner it begins to imprint. Today, the objectives are going to be to teach you to manifest your well-being, transform leadership communication, minimize burnout, and elevate your leadership through mindfulness. Manifesting wellness is a state of well-being experienced through a journey. And this is something that I coined when I was doing the 21-day detox and just kind of really focused. I was able to sit down and write most of my book. And what came to me as the pillars of manifesting wellness were gratitude, visualization, community, mindfulness, wound wellness, and aligning your peace, power, and purpose. So those are the principles that I help clients achieve in their efforts to manifest wellness. These are some things that I toiled with when I was experiencing challenges with wound wellness, such as fibroids. And the gratitude number one is what really catapults us to help us have a great day, to just think about everything that you're grateful for before you even jump out of bed, before you answer your phone, your text messages, before you have any fleeting thoughts. Just think about what you're grateful for. And that helps you get up on the right side of the bed. I know for me, it makes such a huge difference. If I get up and look at my cell phone and text messages, and if it's something that I don't like, it can set the tone for the rest of the day. So it's our responsibility to set our tones for the day by first starting out with that gratitude. And then next is the visualization. The visualization is where you're able to close your eyes and envision not only what your day could be like, but envision what your highest desires are and envision them as if they have already been achieved. Envision them with all of your senses. Community is number three. Community is what we're building right now. So let me tell you briefly about myself. I specialize in teaching women business owners and professionals how to cultivate their well-being and optimize leadership communication skills through mindfulness. I hold a master's degree in business administration and a bachelor's degree in mass communications. I'm a certified life coach and certified women's wellness advocate. I administer the leadership chess test assessment and teach mindfulness to support personal and organizational development. Over the past 2 decades, I have been leading communications campaigns for billion-dollar high-profile projects for both the public and private sector organizations. And now my mission is to build a community of women who are empowered to manifest wellness, sustain business and professional experiences that support their vitality and promote conductivity. My vision is that women will manifest wellness in themselves and gain energy and vitality to transform their lives from the inside out, to their homes, to their businesses, and to the broader community. And it's communication. We've been talking about this a lot, like how mindful communication is really the way we communicate with ourselves. Because if we're telling ourselves negative things or telling other people, back to that Napoleon Hill quote about how it's not the things that troubles man, but man's thoughts about the things. So if you're constantly cycling negative things to yourself, negative words, then that recycles that over and over again. So I teach mindful communication. We inherit our communication styles from our families. And that is why in most cases, we have similar life experiences and patterns. Our communication patterns is that one point of leverage. I know I've talked about a lot of points of leverage here, but communication is really the crux of everything. It's not like something physical that you inherit that you can't change. Communication is something that you can continue to work on. And mindful communication teaches you to stay focused, be able to more effectively solve problems, support your emotional intelligence, and cultivate healthy relationships. Again, be mindful of your thoughts, words, and actions. And my mother used to always say that too, like, don't be careful what you say, think about and things like that. And grandma, whose birthday was yesterday, would say, if you don't have anything positive to say, don't say anything at all. And those are all good. And then we can also expand upon that and learn how to communicate in a mindful way when we do communicate. When we do have something that we need to express, how can we do that mindfully? And my coaching is a progress of teaching that. In mindful communication, we don't want to gaslight, we want to talk and share and not minimize our experience. We want to go deep. Sometimes it takes months or even years of active listening, deep listening, and probing questions. And coaches need coaches too. So nobody's perfect. Communication promotes creativity in the workforce, creative leadership versus a rigid environment that stifles your creativity. A rigid work environment results in stifled creativity. Build rapport. This is something that I've always been so enamored with. Building rapport, like people's ability to build rapport. Some people just seem like naturals at it, like, wow, they're so great at it. How do they do that? And other people are more naturally shy, which is nothing wrong with one way of being or another, but we can practice learning how to build rapport. Sometimes we need more practice depending upon our experiences, and some people are, when they say speak at an even pace, in the mindfulness approach, we talk about not being too over the top either. I mean, you want to build rapport in an honest and collaborative, natural way. So that's something that I support in coaching. So this is something fun that I wrote about mindfulness. Being able to take a pause, that's another mindfulness approach. Like, you don't have to have something take up every moment of your time. Even when you're communicating or talking to someone, to be like, no, get to the point, get to the point. It's good to have that emotional intelligence and allow that space, that time that it takes to get to the destination. Because when you're rushing and you're multitasking, you're more likely to make mistakes and have to repeat, versus if you're fully in the moment and able to do things right the first time. So thank you so much for taking this journey with me today to reset, refresh, and recharge. This is something that I wrote that I'd like to share with you. So you want to manifest wellness. You want to know how your breathing can be deeper and free, how your body can feel light like a feather, how your mind can relax, how you can move freely, and who you would become when you launch into savoring life on purpose. That's what I want to know. That's what I'm experiencing right now. You want to see your purpose flowing into each day with gratitude and visualization, which eventually becomes actualization. Like a dance of tango, you have on a colorful wrap around your shoulders. And you dance and fling your body in the air without restrictions, knowing that you will land in the right place. You throw off your wrap and become even more limber. Indeed, it is possible for life to feel like a rhythmic dance. I will teach you how to dance tango in life with the right song, your mind playing falsetto in the background. Life can most definitely become a dance when energy is released and momentum takes place. Have you ever felt a chill from a piece of choreography or listening to music? What if the realization of your vision and dreams could give you that same passionate chill? This is what happens when you practice visualization and the other manifest wellness principles that I discussed. This is available to us, and I know we've probably all experienced it in some form or another. So let me go to the next slide. Thankful for what we have. This is one that I alluded to before, joyful anticipation versus anxious apprehension. So we don't have to go through that a lot today. Joy is the seat of creation. Stress and anxiety repel creation. So if you remember anything from today, it's what I coined the warrior mind versus the worrier mind. We want to be warriors. Pay attention to the plants that flower and don't water the weeds. How do we get to our win for our families? And how does that feel? One exercise that you can do is write down the 3 things that you want to manifest, write down what's holding you back, and write down the reason for your desires. And then at the end of the exercise, cross out everything that you wrote down that you said is holding you back. And at the end of the exercise, all you have left are the 3 things you want to manifest and your reason for your desires. That is reason enough to recharge and take charge of your life. Identify the gaps, identify if you need support and accountability. I'm a coach that can support you in this journey. I have experience that I've shared sometime that brought me to this place where I am now, coaching. Recently I lost 40 pounds and I've experienced burnout, or, what you like to call. And so actually, you don't necessarily have to call it burnout. But one thing that I experienced that led me to want to manifest my wellness is one day I was heading to work for a normal day. I grabbed my keys to head out the door. And all of a sudden, my heart started beating, pumping so fast that my whole body was shaking. And instead of getting in my car, I couldn't even make it to the car because I was too dizzy. I had to call 911. I ended up in the ambulance, and they said my heart rate was 221 beats per minute and my respiration was low. So, I had to go to the hospital. So in order to normalize my heart rate, I had to get a shot of adenosine. And it was a really trying moment for me. And so that led me to want to get back to nature, back to understanding who I am at my core. I said, I'm just a girl who grew up in Oakland and San Francisco, playing in the creeks and also making mud pies. I like nature. One of my earliest memories is of when my mother would take financial in San Francisco. Wow, that's cool. And then I also saw lots of people with homelessness and despair. So I realized, neither one of those groups of people had it all figured out. The only way to truly be at peace is to understand your nature and to be connected to nature. So that led me on my healing journey, and that led me to, having a why that was greater than any excuses. And I want to support other people. It's about building momentum through gratitude, visualization, and community. Keeping it going, paying it forward. The visualization that I talked about, I like to practice it morning, noon, and evening. In the morning, it's good to think about what you visualize for the day ahead or the future. At noon, you can think about what you want to balance. And in the evening, you can tap into what you want to change. Visualize as if it was already there. Smell, sight, feel, internalize it, become it.